Let us know. Let us know that you're here and you're ready to roll. Um, I have a ton of notes just here on my phone. You probably can't see, but I wanted to talk about focus but really what it's going to come down to is just becoming. I want to talk about becoming. I want to talk about becoming a diamond. I want to talk about becoming the person you want to become. And I think that sometimes, when we hear that, it's like, I know how I felt anyway. When I would hear people say it's who you become, it was confusing to me. It was annoying to me. I'm like, what do you mean who I become? What does that even mean? And we can feel stuck. Okay. So this is for you. If in any a facet of your life, okay, not faucet, facet, it's kind of spelt similarly, right? Weird. English language is weird. It's like good and food should rhyme and they don't. Anyway, so could you imagine like good food? It's weird. Okay, so wow, that was weird that I got that. All right, circle the wagons, Alita. Bring it back. Bring it back. So it's who we become in the process. And I used to think that meant I had to be more serious or like change my personality, maybe be quiet or be more whatever. But no, this is really about our identity and who we are. And that understanding and step one is taking responsibility that our life is where it's at because we chose it, because we have decided. It's a series of decisions. And we make the mistake of thinking that because we didn't consciously say, I want to be, far behind. I want to say I'm going to work out and don't. I want my kids to not respect me. I want, we don't choose those things, right? It's little decisions we make along the way because goals are cheap. Anybody can set a goal, right? Anybody can set a goal and say, I want to sign up 6 people this month. And then they don't, right? Habits cost us. Habits cost us, and habits are what builds identity. So goals don't change us, but habits do. And building habits, things that we do every single day, is what builds our identity. So taking a little bit of reflection in and saying, am I who I want? Am I proud of who I am? Am I doing everything I want to do? Am I doing everything I said I would do? Your life is a result of your habits and your values. Your life is a result of your habits and your values. It's how you show up in the small moments. And this I thought was so good. It's that no one is successful off one big moment, right? We love the highlight reel. We see it everywhere. It's like, wow, and now she's diamond, or wow, now they're all successful. It is not built in one moment. It's built on a series of little moments and what they do in secret, what they're doing behind the scenes. It's what they're doing when everybody else is sleeping, when everybody else is saying it's too hard, when everybody else is saying, I don't wanna. It's built in those moments. It's built in the extra hour that you put in over anybody else. Come on. You don't see that extra hour in your first day. You don't see it in your first week. You might not see it in your first year. That's why success is difficult. It's actually not hard at all. It's not hard. It's just difficult because putting in that extra hour over anybody else and sticking with it, even when you don't see results, even when everybody around you is saying, this doesn't work. I don't know. This isn't going to happen for you. This is welcome. Welcome to the journey of success. Welcome to the journey of becoming the person you want to be. So, do you want to be someone who is seen as trustworthy, reliable, all of those things? Leaders are never built on one big speech that they give. That's great. They're not built on a week of showing up properly. It is built after layering and layering and layering and showing up and doing and showing up and doing. Identity isn't built in a day, it's built in layers, which means it's taking the small habits. Am I consistently reaching out? Am I consistently posting? Does my team know I'm around? Do my Facebook following know I'm around? Am I doing stories and, I do really good one week and the next week I'm just gone? Well, you're not becoming a diamond. Do you get thrown off the rails at every turn? Oh, I was busy. I'm out of town. I'm this, I'm that. I'm whatever. It's like then you're not identifying yet that you're a diamond. Holding on to who you want to become and creating those habits around it. It's waking up when you said you would. It's building those trust blocks with you. Now, I'm not going to call Tina and be like, I woke up when I said I was going to wake up. Let's go. She's going to be like, okay, all right. I don't know about you guys, but I don't praise my kids for things that they should be doing. Right? I'm not like, yeah, let's go. But I'll tell you, the truth is my personality is I expect praise at every turn. Right? I'm like, what? But I'm like cleaning the house. Isn't someone going to be like, let's go, you did it? And so we expect this big moment of applause and woohoo, you did it. When really it's like, no, these are just the basics. This is just the basics of showing up and continuing on and doing the things. You act with discipline and then identity follows. It's not identity, then discipline. Oh, when I'm disciplined, I'll do this. When I'm here, I'll do this, right? It's really showing up and doing the things. And how do I know that this works? How do I know that this works? I'm going to tell you guys a story of how when I was building, and this is so many moments. You guys need to know that this is not one moment that I'm sharing. This is like times a million, way more than I ever felt successful. I felt like I was losing. I felt like every time I was messaging people and not hearing anything, maybe I went through some struggle with some teammates. Maybe I was feeling like nobody wanted to build or nobody wanted it as bad as I do. And so my focus was there. Nobody wants this as bad as I do. Lord, please send somebody who wants this as bad as I do, right? And I I learned that that is not a useful use of my energy. It is not a useful thing to be thinking about. It is wasting my energy, wasting my time, wasting that precious energy that literally can ignite a movement if you're focusing it in the right places. So a lot of times we focus on, well, what's not going well? Well, I messaged like 5 people last week, and you'll notice this with new people, right? Oh, I messaged like 4 people. No one is responding. Well, you only messaged 4 people. So for me now, I can look at that and be like, oh, girl, that's nothing. Like, let's go. Like, let's do this. Keep going. Our job is to pour belief into people. Hey, that's totally normal. It's totally normal. Let's go. Come on. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. And pouring that belief in consistently and saying, hey, stick with it. You're the coach that says, stick with it. Stick with it. Let's go. Let's do this. Right? So it's showing up next to them and saying, let's do this together. Greatness isn't intensity. Big lesson I learned. Greatness is not intensity, it's consistency. So if you come in at the end of the month and you're too hot to handle and you're signing everybody up, or if you come in at the end of the contest and you're signing everybody up that you need just to earn the trip, you're not becoming the leader you want to be. You are just showing up for a moment of greatness, and that's it. And you will never become and hang on to that position that you're wanting. And so it's showing up in consistent ways every day, taking action. It doesn't mean you slip and fall. It doesn't mean you don't ever miss a day, but it means that you're showing up and building that trust within yourself. Okay? It's like falling in love. Most people don't fall in love the very first second, right? They need to know a little more about them, right? I need to know a little bit more about you. I want to know. And it's built in consistent time spent. It's consistency in conversations. It's consistency in listening and hearing what they have to say and your values aligning. So, for example, I have a son who plays basketball, and we're talking, he's a freshman in high school. Ain't nobody going to the NBA today. And I've always kind of taken that approach. And one thing that I have noticed is that so he's up, we're at the gym together. I take him and he plays basketball every morning for an hour on his own. Okay. So what I'm seeing happen is he's been doing this since he was in sixth grade, actually, sixth grade. And so he goes and he does this extra hour. That means he's getting an extra hour times 5 days a week, times all he's getting an extra hour in. Eventually, he's going to see that pay off huge in his basketball career. He may not see it in his 7th grade year, his 6th grade year, but he saw it in his 8th grade year. And if a 12-year-old boy can stick with it because he fell in love with the process, I didn't have to beg him. I don't have to, please come, let's go work out at the gym. He's the one who's like keeping me accountable. Okay, we got to go. I only get an hour in. So falling in love with the process of what you're doing is so helpful. It's going to make you want to do it versus having to force yourself into it. It's who you become. You're not a marathon runner because you show up to the marathon, right? You're a marathon runner once you finish the race. And so you have to be willing to show up and do the things, right? And train and get there. You run a marathon because you're a runner, because you've been training and you've been showing up and you've been running. And so, yeah, that's about 260 extra hours a year if you did an hour a day, 5 days a week. That's really good to know, Tasha. Thank you. And if you do that, that's an hour on top of anybody else. And that was the one thing that I was always willing to do because I wanted the outcome. I wanted the life and I wanted to become the person that people looked up to. I had it on my dream board after year 2 that I wanted to be a One Plexus winner because I wanted to be seen amongst my peers. I wanted to become the person that created impact. It is so important to me. I wanted somebody that my children could look to and say, you did what you said you were going to do. Can I tell you that there is nothing more powerful than that? Really and truly. It's like it has chilled me to the bone more times than I can tell you to know that my kids know that I did what I said I was going to do. It is powerful and it is impactful. And that looks like showing up in the little moments because it's not easy. It's not easy to convince yourself to do something that you've not fallen in love with. And so when you fall in love with the process of, I never look at Plexus and say, oh, here we go. I got to get to work. I look at it as a place of joy for me, as a place of even refuge in certain aspects of my life, like just taking a break from momming and kids and all that stuff. And I get to do Plexus and I get paid to do this. And so there's just a tenacity and a drive that you will have when you fall in love with it, because it's like, no matter what, I'm doing this, no matter come hell or high water, I'm absolutely going to move the needle forward, no matter what. And so here's what happens for me is I can go in lulls, right? Where I'm like, oh, I'm not messaging as many people. Life got busy, whatever. I, to this day, will turn on something that inspires me, something that reminds me, hey, this is a choice. You're choosing this. Like life is busy is a choice. Come on, I'm talking to somebody this morning. Life is busy is a choice. I'm too busy, or this is going on over here, or, any issues that you're having. It's a choice to surrender to that and say, I can't, instead of saying, I may not be able to do all of it, but I'm going to do some. So there is not a week that goes by that I have not worked a really pretty big amount of time and watch personal growth daily, because it is a habit. Like it's like I can't not do it. So to this day, if I go a couple days without messaging, which absolutely happens, I will turn on Tony Robbins, Simon Sinek, Les Brown, something that's about 30 minutes long. I will listen and I will get messaging because they challenge my thoughts that are there that are telling me, woe is me, that are telling me this is hard, that are telling me I can't, this is never going to happen. Here I am 10 years in and oh, we're still doing the same things and whatever it is that I'm telling myself that day. Nobody has 10 kids. Nobody has a newborn. Nobody knows how hard it is. Nobody, da 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 da. No one has my story. Yeah, no one has my story. Good. More impact. Let's go. Right? There's no excuses when you're talking about your identity and your values and who you want to be. There's no excuses. So when people ask me, how do I do it? This is where I come back to. I always think, how can you not? If you don't have 10 kids and you've not worked through losing a husband and you've not worked through losing both your parents, my question is, then how come you can't? If I can, why can't you? And it's because I fell in love with the process. There was no shame. I was not shame driving myself. I was not beating myself up. I was literally in the focus of I'm doing this because I know it can help my family. And I just believed that I could do it. I believed that it would work. And even when the doubt would come in, I had a plan. When the doubt comes in, because it still does at year 10, I have a plan. What is my plan? I listen to something and I message people. I take action. The longer you sit in inaction, hoping and hoping and hoping, well, I just don't know why I'm not signing anybody up. You're not signing people up because you're not messaging. You're not doing the work. So it really is about, who do I want to be and what are my values? And making that decision, and then slowly start to fall in love with the process of what this is and this community and the impact that you can make for people around you. I mean, I don't know about you, but I will tell you that I am a changed person over this last week and 2 weeks. I am a changed person. And what that means for me is that my values are being reviewed, that my habits are under big review for me. And so I know that with great reward comes great responsibility. So if you're making any kind of money with Plexus, that is your reward. And that means there is responsibility attached to it in a sense, right? And I want to show up with responsibility. I want to show up with habits. I want to show up with an identity for my team that says, I am here for you. I am a leader and I've got your back. That is what we want to be focusing on, right? And so really it's going through and just to, if you're like, I just can't get myself to do the habits. I understand this so much. I try and I tell myself I'm going to start Monday and I tell myself I'm going to do this and I set out a plan and I talk a big game, but I don't follow through. Okay. This is a problem. This is a thing that I have. I'm a big talker. I want to do all the things and then I don't follow through all the time. And so what I would suggest, if that is the issue, is pick something small, set an alarm, and make zero excuses for yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Also, I'm going to say this. This is the absolute factual truth. And I've noticed it over the last month or so. Again, reminded myself again, the sum of the 5 people that you're talking to the most, that you're hanging around the most, that are speaking to you the most, is who you will become. So if they're excuse makers, if they're lazy, if they're not doing the things, if they're like, oh, it doesn't work, if they're negative, that is going to affect you. It is going to affect you. And so I sent in this morning a message from somebody who is in that inner circle for me. And she said, your dreams don't need more talk. They need action, loud, relentless action. That is who you need to be surrounding yourself with. I woke up to 2 other messages, one from Trisha Rieger, one from Jennifer Cobb, and we're talking personal growth. That's who I'm surrounding myself with. You want to surround yourself with people that call you higher. Guess what? For a while, you feel uncomfortable. For a while, you feel unworthy. For a while, you feel not deserving. For a while, you feel like, I don't got what it takes. I can't do what they're doing. I can't keep up. I can't. And then all of a sudden, what felt overwhelming 2 months ago doesn't feel overwhelming anymore. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, this is no big thing. This is just who I am now. This is part of my habit. This is just how I talk to people now. I'm more direct. I take no excuses. I match energy. If you're matching energy, I'm matching energy. We going. If you ain't, I ain't matching it. Right? And when you surround yourself with those type of people, that's who you become. So really doing some reflection and reviewing of where is my focus going? Where is my energy going? And is it building my business? Because at the end of the day, make no mistake, you are here to make impact and to feed your families. So that means that you want to do one of the following things. You want to make impact and or you want to feed your family. Doesn't that deserve your whole thought process of where is my energy going when I sit down to work my business? Better question, am I sitting down to work my business? Or am I winging it? So wherever you are now, my guess is you've been there for a minute. There needs to be an up leveling to get to that next level. What does that look like and what does that require? It doesn't always require more time. Sometimes it does. Sometimes I've had conversations with people where I'm like, you're just not working enough time. Like if you would just keep doing what you're doing, but do more of it, you'll see a bigger difference. Sometimes it's creating more space in your schedule. If you're so busy that you can't take on one more thing, God will not give you another person to handle. Right? Your team will not be blessed. And then you're capping your entire team. So sometimes it's creating space in your business for more builders to come. Sometimes it's working more. Sometimes it's just putting your energy into different things. Stop talking to people about Plexus. And by that, I mean your sidelines, your friends, your spouse. Stop talking about Plexus and actually work Plexus, right? Stop scrolling and actually work Plexus. You're not working your business scrolling your phone. Sometimes it's improving on a skill set. Maybe that's what you need to get to the next level. Do I need to improve on my leadership? Do I need to improve on my social media? Do I need to improve on recruiting? So for me, a huge gap I've had was recruiting. I've only ever recruited 3 to 4 people a month. That's usually where I'm at. My highest month ever was 8 people. 2 months ago, I set a goal to work hard on my recruiting skills. I've signed up 9 people as of today, and I have 4 more carts out. That is not because I'm in a rage recruiting. I'm not just like, blah, okay, I gotta get people for a contest. I gotta do this. No, I literally created this habit 2 months ago where I'm messaging more. I increased my messaging and I changed it to be more direct. And I've followed through with it because it was a small change, but I'm okay with it taking a while. You have to be okay with things taking a little while to see the fruit. You don't have a baby and then be like, why aren't you in college, sis? You're 2. Let's go. Right? It's a process. You don't see the fruit from discipline until they're a little bit older. Right? And if you don't discipline when they're little, you pay for it later. If you're not disciplined and do the things now, you're going to pay for it later. You're going to be here for a bazillion years and be like, why am I still where I'm at? Well, you're paying for the things you didn't do before. Come on, I'm talking to somebody. Right? Tasha, I love it. I know you're 2. It's like, okay, right. You shouldn't be able to you've got to put in the work and be okay that you might not see the results right away. And then be even more okay that you won't see the results right away. But here's what I do know is that you will get moments of excitement and a sign up or somebody goes silver or something, and that is your proof that it's working, that you're going in the right direction, that you're moving along. It's the months where you see nothing that you need to evaluate and say, what do I need to up level in? Where do I need to grow? And then pick a thing, work with your upline, pick that thing, get to work on it, and focus in and make that decision that I'm going to become better at this. Lisa Young shared this one thing where it was if you listened to, I think it was like 20 minutes a day or something, you become a master at it. As soon as I heard that, I applied it. I took a course on social media and then I learned about recruiting. And so I've been focusing there and I've been doing it so I can become a master at that. That was like 6 months ago. I didn't expect to see the fruit from that right away, right? It's picking something and understanding that it's okay if it takes some time. And so, are you applying those things? Are you becoming that person who's trustworthy? Are you becoming the person who shows up and brings value to the table? Are you bringing value to your team? Are you bringing value to the people around you? One thing I loved about yesterday, I'll say it that way. One thing I absolutely loved about yesterday is that you heard the giving more than the taking, a constant giver. And that's who I want to be, right? I want to be known as someone who is giving, not taking. I'm not asking for things. I'm not asking for favors. I'm not asking for all the things. I'm giving. And so when you operate from that place, your business will be thriving. Your business will be thriving when you're giving. And remember, thriving is like this too. It's ups and downs. It's being willing to be unheard of. Nobody knows who you are. Being willing to, um, here's one thing I thought was so great. It's networking within Plexus. When you see someone on Leaders Board, go follow them, like them, send them a message. Congratulations on being number one on the Leaders Board. That's amazing. Being humble enough to learn from other people. I am so hungry to learn that it's like, just humble me out. I laugh and I will call my friends and I will laugh about how bad I am at something. And I'm with this person who's now mentoring me, and they may not even know they're mentoring me. They may not even know that they're holding me accountable because I'm just around their presence. But it does something to me. It calls me to a higher standard. It makes me realize, wow, what I thought was working wasn't even working. Like there's a whole other level out there. And it challenges me and it makes me freaking better because one thing I know about myself is I won't be left behind. I can't stand the thought of being left behind. And so that motivates me. Find out what motivates you, what keeps you going, what keeps you in the game, and then keep lifting your circle of people. Who is talking to you? Who's speaking to you? And let those people pull you up. Literally, if you're hanging out with the $50,000 a month earners, you're going to be a $50,000 a month earner. Staying and hanging around people like that because they're going to say no a lot more than they say yes. They're going to build community, but they're going to build intentionally and they're going to be mastering skill sets. They take zero excuses, zero captives, no mercy. We got to go. Right? I mean, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to read this to you again. This is from someone who is in high momentum. Your dreams don't need more talk. They need action, loud, relentless action. Are you around people that are telling you that? Are you around people that are saying, come on, let's go, let's do it? Your dreams don't need more talk. Come on. They don't need more motivation. They don't need more, whatever. They need action. Loud, relentless, consistent, boring, over and over and over again. Action. Action. Just take action. If that is your one word every day, my intention is to take action. My intentionality, my business day, take action. If I think it, I do it. If I think it, I do it. If I think it, I do it. People who are really willing to be successful, one thing I've noticed, they don't care what other people, they just take action. There's hardly any time between decision and action. I mean, if you want to see crazy, get on a phone call with me and Megan Milakovic. When we decide we may take action, boom, it's done. 2 days later, we've got a mini training and session. We've planned out every single Monday and we're going and we're off to the graces running. We figure it out on the way down, right? Because we know that to be successful, you've just got to take action. You've just got to take action. So executing action, 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 where your focus goes, your energy flows. And as you're taking action, you start to see, wow, okay, this is working. So when I come in there, I'm like, okay, I've signed up some people using this message. My team takes action. They're like, oh, okay, that's working. Well, how do I know it's working? Can anyone tell me how I know something's working?
The results are there.
Boom. What else?
Success loves clues. When you're succeeding, there's clues left behind.
What else?
They know it's working because you're doing it and it's working. Like you've already taken the action. You've already proven it. So
Exactly.
Well, and we're able to duplicate what you did. So it's like when we're asking you, like, hey, what is it that you're doing? And then we can take it and make it our own. It's duplicated.
Yes. Yes, and yes, and yes. All of those things. How can I say this message is working is because I've done it. I didn't get that message from anybody else. Not that that matters. I take lots of things from other people and use success, like Nicole said, success leaves clues. But it's exactly what Alicia was saying is I'm doing it. I'm messaging people so I know what's working. And if something's not working, if I'm not getting results, I change my message. And then, like Lisa said, we see the results. We see the results. So I'm telling everybody right now in your stories, when you post about the business or the products, click on it, view who's viewing it, and message them. Hey, I've got an amazing special going on right now. I've been laughing because I've been using the word doll. Hey, doll, because I'm calling Dolly doll lately. I'm like, come on, doll, let's go. It's like my favorite new little thing. And so I just been saying it a lot. So I guess it's there. And I'm like, I sound like I'm from the 1920s, but whatevs. So I'm like, hey, doll, hey, doll, I've got a great big Plexus special I'm running. Are you interested? That's all I'm saying. And I'm having all these conversations with people. They're like, well, what's the special? I'm like, well, free shipping. Okay. That's the number one thing people go, what's the special? I'm like, well, we've got free shipping for 3 months for people. That's a special, right? And then sometimes if I can tell someone's really close, I'll throw in something. I have a free mixer bottle. I have this, whatever. Like, let's get you going. I'm so excited for you. Let's do this and let's get your products covered. Every message I send out that's like curated for the person is for the business. That is all I'm messaging. That is something I changed 2 months ago. I am only messaging about the business. Only messaging about the business. When I go into my stories and I'm responding, I'm just messaging to get them on the products. Let's go. So you've got to be willing to do something a little different to change the identity of who you're becoming. Am I becoming a diamond? If I look at another diamond, am I working as much? Am I working as intentionally? Am I as powerful of a speaker? Am I practicing my speaking? Am I practicing doing events? Am I hosting events constantly? Am I like, what am I doing to become skilled enough to be a diamond? And it's just practice. That's all it is. It's be a Dawson. Do the extra hour every day, and you will have no problem getting to where you need to go. Well, Alita, I've got young kids, or I've got a million kids, or I've got this going. Wake up earlier. I have a 6-week-old baby, and I've been getting up at 6 a.m. Wake up earlier. Do what you got to do to get there. Be that person that's like, I'm taking no prisoners. Now, does that mean that sometimes I don't sleep in? No. I mean, there are days that I'm like, snooze my alarm, see you later. Okay. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, the more time, every time you choose, instead of watching Netflix, I'm going to work my business. Instead of sleeping, I'm going to work my business. Instead of, eating that cupcake, I'm going to send a message. Instead of, whatever else there is. Instead of, saying yes to working concessions, I'm talking to somebody. Instead of saying yes to working concessions, you're going to send a message. So just it's the little decisions we make that will end up making up our identity of who it is that we really want to become. So hope this was helpful for y'all. Have a blessed day. You are highly favored, created in the image of God. He loves you, and you're going to go do big things today. I know it. And if you want this bad enough, and if you're envisioning this every day, and if you're showing up and doing the small, consistent things, you will be successful. You will be successful. There's zero reason to not be successful in this if this is how you choose to work your business. All right. Peace out, yos.